it's crazy. As bad as the Steelers were and as bad as the Ravens were, they're both still fighting for the division. You know what I mean? Like, one of these two teams is going to make the playoffs.
Joe Burrow picked a bad year to been down because easily I'd be looking like, man, if I was here this whole season, we would have been done with the division by now.
It might be, but you know what I mean. But obviously there was the Mike Tomlin booing, and people want to fire Mike Tomlin, and we do have the sound on that. Let's take a listen. You know what? It's not surprising at all. And I've said this to you before, that they haven't won a playoff game in a long time. You can't keep resting on that championship. It's the same thing like John Harbaugh. And I said it both. And he's been coached. Think about this. Mike Tomlin, 18 years. Dude, and that finishing above 500 or at 500 or better, mediocre, like, okay, like, is that's cool, like, for a few years, if you mix in another one or another championship or something. So I'm not against. I understand the frustration of the Steelers fans. This is real. Fans want to win. Like, there's and we get it. You don't get to win that many times. You know that if you could see your team win in your lifetime once or twice, you're good. Yeah. And the Steelers won, but what was that? That was before, because they lost to the Packers in 2010. So was it before that, or Rob G? When was that?
Yeah, they
2008 or 9.
I know they won with because they won in Detroit when the Super Bowl was in 2006. But I think that was Cowher's last one. So I think he won.
Did they beat Seattle? Was that the one?
Yeah. So I think that was Cowher's, and then he went off to the sunset. Yeah, 2009. So 2009,
and then
that was a great.
And then they lost the next year, right?
A year or two later, they walked to the Packers. Yeah.
Was that 2 years later, or I thought they won in 2010? No.
Yeah. Well, it's always that weird just because the Super Bowls and the next year.
But anyway, my point is, if I'm Pittsburgh, so twice, right?
Yep,
so
they
twice
won a couple years later.
So then, but then it's been a long drought for a long time, and people get restless, the natives. So I'm fully. If I'm the Steelers organization, and I know they don't do it because they've had 3 coaches over 50 years or whatever. It feels like about that, right? 3 coaches in 40
that ain't
years.
Crazy. Yeah.
Maybe 40. Is that the right number? But anyway, my point is, unless they get to the Super Bowl, I'm ready to move off of Mike Tomlin. I've had enough. I think you need a new voice. They could even get a playoffs, win a playoff game, and I still would be ready to move off. That's where I am. And that sounds hard because you go, well, you took the next step. I just think that it's played out. It's old. There'll be other teams that would take him overnight.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
he get a job overnight.
Your brother ain't going to be unemployed long.
Sometimes you just need to move off, and we saw that with Tony Dungy. I brought that up before. Now, he wasn't there that long, but he couldn't get over the hump in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And John Gruden showed up. Now, John Gruden, other than that year, he wasn't a coach.
Man, but he owed Tony Dungy a check.
You remember that, Rob G. Showed up, and then, of course, to play his former team, that helped, right? He knew what was going on. And that defense –
man, that's one of my favorite teams all time.
They scored more points than the offense, dude. They were getting interceptions and running them all back.
Dude, Derrick Brooks, Warren Sapp,
that team
McFarland, Rondé Barber.
That team was amazing.
Was it Simeon Rice? No, that team was that. That was insane. It was like Miami 01 and Miami. Certain of the Miami teams were like, okay, everybody in the entire defense is going to the NFL.
Keyshawn was on that team.
Yeah, Keyshawn.
I covered
Brad
that. That was the number one offense against the number one defense.
And what do they say? Defense wins championship.
And
Rich Gannon was like,
yes.
what the heck is this? A couple of things. Number one, the Steelers always tell us that the standard is the standard. And dang it, what is the standard now? Upper tier, mid? Because that's what they become, Rob. When it was 16 games, they'd be, 9 or they'd be 9-7. 8, now it'd be what, 10-7 or 9-8. That's like what they have been the last decade or so. They've been having such bad offenses. They've been struggling offensively. And I can see why the fans will be like, enough is enough. We've given grace. We've given time. We said, okay, this quarterback is young. Okay, this one, we've gotten Aaron Rodgers. Like, we've done a multitude of things. This just ain't it. And so if they decided to move from Mike Tomlin, 18 years in the 2020s and 2010s is a remarkable gig. That doesn't happen in sports. That doesn't happen in the world anymore. Gone are the days of your father working for IBM or the GM plant in Detroit for 30, 40 years, 50 years. This is a different era. This is the what have you done for me lately era. And if you haven't done something in 3, 4 years, usually you're out the door. So Mike Tomlin has been elicited some grace that other coaches don't often get. So I look at this. You mentioned the fans are staying. We're used to a Super Bowl being a chance, right? A chance. They had historically a chance. They had a nice run with Ben Roethlisberger where we got to a couple Super Bowls. We won one, and we were right there on the edge a few years. They were used to being relevant. The Steelers are no longer relevant in a positive way. And so, yes, fans are going to boo. And I think they also don't see green pasture, like nothing looks like it's going to get better. Like they don't have that, like, this is where we're going in the direction.
I think it's bigger than that. I just think like he's been there too long, and there's no like they'll give it a shot and be like, yo, let's see. But after a while, like 18 years,
nobody can be mad if Mike Tomlin
is a real long time to be a coach.
He himself.
This is not the old days where Walter Alston was the Dodger manager and he signed 24 one-year contracts.
Yeah.
Like in those days.
Yeah.
Like guys didn't go, where are they going? And the Dodgers didn't win all the time, you know what I mean? But they didn't change managers like that.
Yeah, I just think Mike, the fans are fed up. They booed him. They booed Aaron Rodgers, who just came back in the game from a broken nose, what it looked like, or at least a beat up, bloodied up nose. And he even caught a stray. So fans are just fed up in Pittsburgh for one of the first times we've seen in a while. And they even had, Aaron Rodgers had to talk about it after the game.
Hold on, go ahead. You got that, or I was going to?
Yeah, that's part of it. They pay money for a ticket, so they have the right, good, bad, or indifferent, to say what they want. So I totally understand the frustration. I've been booed on offense, even in Green Bay over the years. So that was a boo-worthy performance, and I understand the frustration.
Right, and at least he's honest. Mm-hmm. Like some guys, they don't want to hear any boos. Like they think like
we don't need that right now.
Yeah,
we
like
don't deserve,
what?
I appreciate him.
At least keeping it right.
Yeah.
It was worthy of them booing me. I get it. And he even said it. I was booed in Green Bay. Yes.
Yeah.
And here's what we were talking about. They've had 3 coaches since 1969. Think about what I just said to you.
That is crazy. Which is why
Chuck Noll, 22 years. Bill Cowher, 14 years.
14.
Okay, so what is that? That's 36.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add another 18 for Mike Tomlin.
54.
Yeah, that's over 50. They had 3 coaches.
That near your whole life.
Think about that. Almost.
That's crazy. And again, compliments to them, for that's why they've had stability. That's why they've had this 21 seasons without a losing record. But at a certain point, that can't be the standard. The standard has to be we win Super Bowls. We get to Super Bowls. We are competitive in that regard. And they're falling off. Like,
and you can't even say that, like even that, because they haven't even won a playoff game in since what?
I think it's been 8-9 years now, right?
I think this is 9 going on 10, like almost a decade.
Yeah,
like,
and that can't be the case, because now you look at it as we got the Monday night getting ready to kick off. Are the Patriots back? Right, Drake May. Dude,
how many years has it been, Rob G? Just off the top, since they won a playoff game or been relevant?
I think
like
was it 2018?
Was it that
like
recent?
6 or 7.
Is that it?
6 or
okay.
7. Yeah, but
was that with who? Who was the quarterback?
Well, they made the playoffs with Mac Jones, but they didn't win a game.
That's right.
And then they won one. Not Brady's last year, the year before his last year, they won a playoff game.
Okay. Yeah, but that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And before you know it, years go by, and in this case, 18 years at the helm. I think your voice gets stale. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean he can't coach.
Oh,
it doesn't mean
He's
that nobody wants
coach.
him or whatever. But sometimes it's time to move on. And I think even if I'm him, you got to think about it. And I know it's hard to just you've been running the place or whatever for a long time. Nobody's going to push me out. But at some point, you got to look at yourself and go you know what? I need a fresh start. I need somewhere else. And that's a great run.
But I wonder, so that I don't disagree with the idea that he's had a run and an incomparable. Again, you don't get that run. You can win a Super Bowl and be out in 2 years. You can win a national championship.
We saw it in Philadelphia.
Exactly.
Didn't we see that?
Yep.
Right?
Doug Peterson.
It was like,
wins
okay,
one
Doug,
Nick Foles,
thank you. All
and
right.
they said you can do the Dougie on somewhere else.
You
And
could go to Jacksonville and then get bounced from there in 2 years.
And that they've been calling Sirianni's done nothing but win at a high clip, one of the all-time clips of the first 5 years being head coach.
He
And
wanted
they
like
call it
85% or something, and they want him out.
Every week they're calling for him. So that's why I'm going to your point about him leaving. That's why he probably would not want to leave, because as long as I'm competitive and good, all I've known is a job. All I've known is security. And it ain't like that everywhere else.
Yeah,
so
but if he becomes available,
no, he's going to get a
Do you
job.
doubt he would get a job? Anybody? You?
No, he would get a job
Right?
the night he got fired.
He'd get a job. Like
what I'm saying is,
there's so many
if he
bad.
gets a
There's
job,
so many bad coaches.
Yeah.
Like
you ain't lying about that.
there's so many.
But I'm saying, what if he doesn't have that? What if he enjoys the stability? Is what I'm saying. Meaning,
Yeah,
okay,
but
I take the job for I'm making it up the Titans.
But I'm just. But you get.
I got 2 years.
You get stale though, don't you think that there's situations it could get stale on you.
The biggest challenge for him,
Job,
an indictment,
relationship.
Yeah, can't get stale.
Right?
It's not you, it's me. He can run. Is that
He
the
can
line
do
he gonna
that,
run
yeah.
with the Steelers? Yeah, yo, it's not you, it's me.
It's me.
It's me.
I'm
getting
the one.
stale.
I'm just.
I see so much more for you, girl. Just
Right.
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sure.
I want to see you fly.
Somebody else will treat you way better than I can treat you. I just can't do it.
I gotta fix me right now.
Right.
But my only point, Rob, we might not be having this conversation if they had changed their philosophy a bit more offensively. They have been stale offensively even before Aaron Rodgers. Like, they don't have a juice in that regard. And when I think you look at the collective of the NFL, where teams are going and the teams that, who kind of are popping, and you already got the guys you knew. The Josh Allens, the Lamar, the Patrick Mahomes, the guys you're chasing. Then you got these Drake Mays and the Bo Nicks and wherever you want to put Justin Herbert kind of in the middle of those. Like, you got a lot of guys in your own conference that are competing. C.J. Stroud seems to be coming back around.
I don't know about that.
And they're looking at it like,
no touchdown.
are the Colts real? Like, I think they're looking at it like, man, we can't be behind all of these teams in our own, let alone the other conference, just in our own conference, the AFC. And they don't have anything in sight. Aaron Rodgers, is this his last year? He doesn't look great. The offense is struggling. They can't run the ball. They were talking about bringing him back next year.
Yeah,
that can't be good. So it's like, what's coming down the pipeline?
It always depends on the finish, obviously. That'll determine everything where they are. They're not out of anything, as we just talked about it. The division is there to be had. Can you finish strong? They play Sunday.
Man, they got some good games this week.
Right, and I'm going to Detroit on Thursday. That's another one this
Detroit
week.
Cowboys a good one.
Because that's a big one. If the Lions lose that game, they're gonna have a really hard time to make the playoffs.
Maybe one more loss available.
That's almost a playoff game. Seriously.
Well, for both teams view it that way, because the Cowboys feel like, especially with the Eagles loss, we got a shot. Long-winded.
And you got to look at the Cowboys, who think to themselves, "Dude, look at what we've done the last few weeks. This is winnable." Like, no St. Brown, right?
Oh, no, they look scary, dude. I don't know. What is he, dude? And Ragnow come back, then he left. He's like, nah,
but I'm
not going to be here.
That's the typical Lions, and I'm going to tell you why.
Dude, that was a good tease.
Okay?
That was a good tease. I'm just going to keep it real with you.
Why announce that before he has his physical? Like, seriously. Like you retire, you coming back.
They posted it, too. Like, on their page,
right?
there was a picture of him in a tunnel.
All I'm saying is, hey, come in, let's get the physical, let's get everything straight, and then we announce it. Everybody's excited. Like they messed up because they jumped the gun, and you already know that the guy retired, and then you got to make sure it ain't like, oh, you're coming back, okay, you're on the team. No, there's a physical,
there's contract, there's money, there's legal stuff, there's a lot to go through. So guess who welcomed them back? The Lions couldn't welcome them back. Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. Come on back to the I retire when I still have something left in the tank club. Megatron said, come on over here. This is me, you, and Barry. Greats who still has stuff left in the tank, but we got out-lioned. We tired of the Lions.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. Is it time for the Steelers to move on from Mike Tomlin? I mean, Kelvin and I don't agree on much, but we agree on this. Other than going to the Super Bowl, and I'm serious, other than going to the Super Bowl, I've had enough. I've seen enough. I think it's just time for a fresh voice. What would it take for you if they get to the
they got to get to it.
They
have to make a deep playoff run and look like, oh, they can be something. Like
if you get to the Super
somewhere.
Bowl, though, I mean, I think that's not enough. If they get to the Super Bowl, if they can't fire a coach off of
Is
that.
it a Giants Super Bowl, though? where it's like how we've struggled to get in there, and we might not be good next year.
If you get to the Super Bowl, I don't know who.
I want to. Dang it, we going somewhere. Super Bowl.
You want a Rex Grossman Super Bowl like with the Bears?
I don't want that. We're like, how did we get here? And we don't never hear from you
Well,
again.
the Lions would take that because they still haven't gotten it.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You going there Thursday?
We'll continue to
Put the camera on him.
Yeah, all right.
Detroit, boo him when he gets back. If we look at this man,
It's
Detroit.
okay. They can boo me.
Boo him.
And then come to my barbershop. Okay,
And get a
how's
haircut.
that? That's right.
All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.